Hey, it's Josh, co-founder at Interact, the number one rated lead generation quiz software. Our software is not perfect, as we'll talk about today, but it does work really well for generating leads. So I want to show you a few lead magnet examples that have been created in 2025 or at the very end of 24 and see how they work for actually generating leads. At Interact, we've been around since 2013. That's when we launched. We've helped customers generate over 100 million leads to date, and the average conversion rate on our quizzes is 40%, so it's really high. Let's go right into it and look at some really great examples of lead magnets, and then we'll look at how to build one. So first one here is from Salary Transparent Street. They have this really great quiz here. Are you underpaid? This is a question that a lot of people would ask after watching Salary Transparent Street's videos where they interview people on the street about their salaries. You'll see this snuck in just before the beginning of 25, so I'm cheating a little bit here, but it really got going in this year. So let's look at it. Are you underpaid? It's embedded on a nice page here. There's some good text with some stats. I'm sure that gets picked up well by SEO. So there's search traffic to this page. And this also is linked from their socials. So if you take the quiz, you answer a few questions. This one has 6. We generally are seeing lead magnet quizzes in 2025, anywhere from the low end 5, like you're kind of pushing it with 5 because it might not come across as very reputable. 6 is great. Like it's long enough, but it's not too long. And then on the high end, I'd say 12 is probably like the max for like the normal type of quiz. But we have seen some people where they have 30 and it's been totally successful. So it kind of just depends on what your audience needs out of the quiz. So I'm going to answer all these questions. There are 6. I'll put it in my email and then see my results. You might be underpaid, but you should do more research. And then this links to a couple other things here, like they have a salary negotiation guide that it's going to link to. So very cool stuff there. And this is a great quiz. I interviewed Hannah, who's the founder at Salary Transparent Street, and she had mentioned that this quiz definitely outperforms their other lead magnets that they were trying. Previously, they just had like a downloadable, and that was great. It's like a ton of really, really valuable information. But kind of the issue there was there wasn't necessarily like a involvement from the people who were engaging with that. It was just like, oh, download it, and then maybe it sits in your inbox or whatever. So this works better for them. That's what she was saying. And it also draws people in so they can learn about Salary Transparency and continue moving on down the funnel. Next one I want to pull in is from the e-commerce space. Lead magnet quizzes are very popular in e-commerce. Quizzes in general are very popular in e-commerce. So it's kind of natural, like recommending products. This one is Find Your Soul Stone. This is where I mentioned Interact's not perfect because when Megan came in, I worked with her on this quiz. She had a really cool quiz kind of built out in like a Google Doc, like just kind of in text. And it was kind of beyond the capabilities of what Interact Logic can do. We can do quite a bit because we do have branching logic, which I'll show you. We also have very like easy to set up, like simple logic, but we couldn't quite accommodate what she wanted to do. And we kind of came to a compromise where we talked it through, and she was like, yeah, I'm willing to try a more simplified version of the quiz to see if it still works, still gives people enough value where it's not like just a super simple thing, but it does fit within the Interact system. We were able to make that happen. So here's what the quiz looks like now. 10 questions. Each one has, I think they all have 6 answers. And so there's still, and this one has 5, there's still a lot of data that you're able to collect and set up on the back end for the scoring here, but a little less complex. It's not like a super crazy quiz. And you'll see at the end, here's the lead form. This one's optional. So that's an interesting thing. You don't have to make it required if you don't want to. And then it redirects to a Shopify collection in this case. So that's a really cool use case for integrating Interact with Shopify. You can easily redirect to Shopify collections, makes it easy to track everything, set up those pages. And if you are looking at Shopify quizzes in particular, Interact is much cheaper than most of the other options because while we do it this way, where you redirect to the results collections, you're not like pulling in through the API. It converts about the same, if not better sometimes. And you're saving a lot of money over the platforms that are kind of selling you on putting the products directly into the platform that they are selling. So anyways, that's a diatribe, but this is a lead magnet quiz that here we go. We have the results and really well done here. So I'm the Citrine. Last one I want to show you is from the travel space. So quizzes are obviously a great fit for travel because where is your next travel destination is from Madison's Footsteps. Madison's coming on the podcast next week, so I'm excited to chat about this quiz. She actually has two of these that kind of work in tandem. So this one is like, where's your destination? And then once you figure out your destination, she has a follow-up quiz that helps you figure out what you should do in that destination, which is kind of genius. This is using Interact's built-in announcement bar functionality. So this is from Interact. You add it to your site using a JavaScript kind of simple thing in the header. And then when you take this quiz, it's going to pop up on the same page, so you don't have to go to a new page. Kind of a cool integration. This one's got 7 questions. I'll just click through quick. Here's an answer, a question type where you can choose multiple. We'll go through this, and again, boom, here's the email. And I'm going to skip again because I've already entered my email. So Colombia, plan your trip to Colombia. And then this is the Colombia guide that she has on the back end, which is quite cool. Like there's a lot of good content here. So really well done implementation of a lead magnet quiz on a travel site. So let's get into how you actually build one of these. This is Interact. You go and log in. Once you log in, I'm going to go edit my quiz, which is which Colorado mountain town should you visit? It's on my mind these days. And let's just kind of look at some of the simple functionalities in here. So here's the cover page. You can change all the colors, swap out this button color, all easy, hex code, simple stuff. Our platform's very, very simple. There are some limitations in terms of like how crazy you can get with changing the design of it. But like I said at the beginning, it does convert really well. And if you're willing to make some compromises where maybe the logic is not quite as complex as you had planned, or maybe there's a few things that you might have to adjust on the design elements, like can't necessarily change too many things here. It converts well. So that's the reason why we kind of have it in this set system, is because we know this system works really well. It's been working really well for a really long time, and that hasn't changed. In fact, like 2025, it's accelerated. I think that I'm not exactly sure why. I think quizzes feel genuine in a way because you can use AI to help you build these quizzes, but there's no AI in the quiz. Like it is just a set thing. So maybe that's why. Here is a question. This is an answer options question. I can switch it to text or put it back to images. The correlations, this is kind of how the logic works on a pretty simple quiz here. So if I answer this way, then it means that I get a point for these 3 results here. This one, this one, this one. So it's all kind of easy to set up there. If you want to get into advanced stuff, you can go branching logic, where you actually set up the exact pathway for each person taking the quiz. So that allows you to be more advanced. The lead generation component, I have mine set up here with HubSpot, which is what we use. But we do have a bunch of direct integrations, so I'll just show you really quickly. Here's all the direct integrations that we have. We have 24 of them. Pretty much everything that you might be using, whether it's Flowdesk, Kit is a big one. ActiveCampaign is very popular these days. Klaviyo right there, also very popular. And then MailerLite, MailChimp. For us, it's HubSpot, so I'll connect HubSpot. It just connects right in the first time you'll sign in. Then I can send each result to a different place so that I can do personalized follow-ups with my emails, which people really appreciate. It increases your opens by a lot. And yeah, it's just very, very valuable. So I'm going to just pop this in here where it's like, okay, this one gets this one, and then this one gets this one. And you can kind of see like it's a different thing for each one. Now I'm going to apply to all just so I can finish this up here. You can also tag people, put them onto different sequences, different lists, depending on how they answer any of the questions of your quiz. So if you want to get really advanced, you can do that. Boom, boom, boom. Now I'll publish just to show you what that looks like. So if I publish this quiz, default thing you're going to do is embed this on a page with JavaScript. If you use WordPress, we also have a plugin. Embed it on a page so that that page can get picked up by search engines on your domain. That's definitely what we recommend. And especially in 2025, that's a big thing. Like, the traffic to these quiz pages is really high. It's great for search. It's great for engagement. Search engines like it because people are highly engaged when they're on these pages. So it works very well for that. We also have that built-in announcement bar option like you saw on the travel site. And you can set up as a pop-up as well if you want to do that. My favorite is just to embed it with JavaScript, send all the traffic through that page, have everybody stay on your page, and that way you can control the whole experience, connect it up to your email software so you can collect the leads at the end and filter them, segment them based on which result they get. So that is what quizzes are looking like in 2025 when you're using them as lead magnets. That's kind of the standard practices these days, somewhere between 6 and 12 questions. You really want to hit on a topic that your audience really cares about, like the "Are you underpaid?" example is a great one. Which stone are you? Or where should you travel? Something that people actually want to know the answer to. So you're really thinking about it as like an interactive Q&A. And then the opt-in at the end is just kind of a next step on that, where it's like, hey, if you want to learn more from me on this topic, because you already took this quiz, clearly you're interested in this topic, then you can enter your email and get onto my list. That's just kind of the gist of it. Like, it's so simple in 2025 compared to the last few years, but also simple doesn't leave any room for error. Like, if it's not something that your audience cares about, that they don't care about the topic that you're covering with your quiz, it won't work. So you do have to know exactly what they want and like know why they want it or where they're coming from to seek that advice from you, because that determines where you're going to put the quiz, whether it's in your link in bio on socials, if it's on your website, whatever it may be. So that's my guide on lead magnet quizzes for 2025. Again, I'm Josh, co-founder at Interact. Been doing this for 12 years. Hopefully this is helpful to you.